Well, I'm here with Shayla and Alex Diaz, and I'm so excited for this conversation because we've served together at a church in California and then now here in Boise. So I love the long range of your life of serving and how it's connected us. But I'd love to ask about your Eastwind journey. How long have you been at Eastwind? How'd you show up? Why'd you stay? Yeah.
Sure. Well, we know you. So when we moved here, it was just, I don't know, not even a thought really. We're like, all right, we get to go see our good friend more often.
And so you serve in the portable or elementary kids space. How'd that come about? Because we're always sharing on Sundays and like, hey, we've got so many kids and families around here. And you both said yes, but you have 4 of your own. So not like you were like, hey, we got nothing to do. How did you start serving in Kid Mission?
Our kids at the time, because people were still coming back from COVID, were like 20 to 30% of the kids at 9:30 service on Sunday. So when Krista asks us, we were just like, well, we probably should, because they're like half a group some weeks. So we definitely like prayed about it and considered it. But I also have like background in early childhood and studied that. And so it felt like a very almost easy role. Like, oh yeah, sure, we could totally do that. But we hadn't served in that capacity together really yet. So that was interesting.
Yeah.
So one of the things that we've all experienced is how serving changes lives, and you've all alluded to that. It's been my experience, but you have the unique situation where you serve as a couple. How has serving together helped you and your marriage be more Christ-like?
I think that there's this push and pull, and I picture it on Sundays like, this is my natural environment. I've taught preschool and I've been in this role. And so I thought I would just jump up and be the lead kind of and Alex support. And very quickly, a couple times he was the lead on the stage, and we found that the kids really had a different kind of and I, a male is up there and this sort of thing. And it was just so exciting for me. I was like, babe, you crushed it. That was awesome. And hyping him, but also just seeing him love on the younger generation and them respond to that. So they needed, these affirmations, and it hit a little different coming from him than it probably would have from me. So it took some time, but we definitely fell in love with doing that together, and it hasn't even been a question.
It did take time. It took obedience, because I was not ready to be up on stage all the time. I'm like, yeah, maybe I'll do it every other time. And if I were to be honest, I felt just kind of the nudge of the Holy Spirit. And I felt that if I deferred, she was spurring me on to be lead. And I felt if I deferred, then I would not be being obedient.
Do you have a highlight of your last year of service where you go, oh, there was this one Sunday, I was so good? Or
about a little over a year ago, I was with a group of kids. They were either 3rd or rising 4th graders. And there's always a application question that you ask in your small group space. And it was, what big question do you have for God? And I don't know, maybe I just minimized their faith or something, but I asked that question thinking they would say, why did you make the platypus or something shallow? And a kid in the group said, I would ask God, why do some of my friends not believe in him? And it just hit me, that they have really big questions already and their faith is developing, and it's just such an important time. And I didn't even know what to say, but in that small group space, every kid in the room responded with, I have the same question. Yeah. And I was like, oh, okay. And that's my big question too. And it was really a transformative moment in service where I was like, this is not about me. Yeah. I don't have all the answers for these kids, and I won't. But I get to show up every week, and I'm dependable, and I've built the trust that they can share that, and I can just hold space with them. And it just felt like an honor. I'm excited now to go in and get to have that touch point with them and help them develop that. And who knows, like the seeds we're watering or planting and how that'll develop. But that moment for sure, like changed my perspective on serving.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
If someone's watching, maybe they're married, they might be single, and they're going, okay, I know there's this great opportunity with kids, but I don't know if it's me. What advice would you give them, or what encouragement would you give them?
When you look at the pie graph of like our month and you know how we spend our time, like we serve 3 hours a month, like that's just not a very big slice of the pie.
Yeah.
But that 3 hours probably compounds differently than all the other ways we spend our time, and it probably is going to have the like biggest impact on the world as a whole when all these little kids that we're serving now end up being like kids that go all over the world for their jobs or school and whatever they end up doing. And that is like so humbling to think about.
Yeah. I think people can resonate with like the opportunity and the challenge. So thank you both for sharing your story and for the way you serve our kids and for inviting others into it.